Number 5. Ty Domi. Ty Domi is no stranger to controversy, especially when it comes to on-ice violence. But this guy does get creative, I've gotta hand it to him. In March of 2001, Domi was fined $1,000 by the NHL for squirting water at a heckler in the crowd during a game in Philadelphia. Domi has left opponents unconscious before, including Chicago's Cam Russell, who was beaten senseless by Domi during a one-sided brawl back in April of 1998. Russell's helmet was knocked off during the brawl, and his head hit the ice after absorbing a powerful blow by Domi. He laid there bleeding for 10 minutes after being wheeled away on a stretcher. I could go on, but I'm sure you get the picture here. He's the guy that Sidney Crosby was afraid to fight. Number 4. Mike Milbury. Mike Milbury might be more well known for his work as a hockey commentator than a hockey player, but the infamous shoe incident still makes Milbury one of the most controversial players to ever play in the NHL. Following a 4-3 Boston Bruins victory over the New York Rangers on December 23rd of 1979, a fight broke out on the ice between the two teams. Milbury and a few other teammates charged into the stands to settle their fight with the fans. The rest is history, as Milbury took a shoe from one of the fans and hit him on the head with it. The controversial incident resulted in a 6-game suspension and a $500 fine for Milbury. Number 3. Todd Bertuzzi. Todd Bertuzzi has always been known as an agitator, a player that tries to get under opponents' skin. In 2004, Bertuzzi took it upon himself to sucker punch Steve Moore in order to get his attention. It not only worked, but the two teams were up in arms about the situation. The punch led to Bertuzzi being suspended indefinitely by the NHL, but he was reinstated in August of 2005. Moore was eventually forced to retire due to injuries sustained by the on-ice attack. Number 2. Matt Cook. This was a guy that was suspended 5 times in his career, so that gives you an idea if you didn't already know about how he single-handedly ended Marc Savard's career or severed Karlsson's Achilles tendon. If you haven't heard the story, back in 2010, Savard sustained a vicious elbow to the head from Cook that caused him to have a concussion that ended his career on the spot. Erik Karlsson was a bit luckier considering, but a skate blade severing your Achilles tendon isn't going to feel that great. Cook claimed that it was an accident, but I'm sure Karlsson and every Senators fan did not see it that way. Number 1. Sean Avery. It's no surprise that Avery is atop this list. Over the course of his hockey career, Avery was involved in a number of controversies on and off the ice and was fined by the NHL on several occasions. Back in 2007, Howard Berger, a reporter for a Toronto radio station, stated an unnamed Rangers player had accused Avery, commenting about Toronto Maple Leafs player Jason Blake's battle with leukemia prior to a pre-game confrontation between Avery and Toronto's Darcy Tucker. Avery denied the allegation, but received an NHL maximum fine of $2,500, and Tucker also received a $1,000 fine. And this guy's the reason why they even had to change the rulebook a little bit. On April 13th of 2008, during a Game 3 of a first-round playoff game against the New Jersey Devils, Avery decided to turn his back on the play in order to face and screen Devils goaltender Martin Brodeur during a 2-man advantage on the power play. Normally, there isn't anything wrong with this, seeing as a screen is a normal component of an NHL play, but Avery was a little bit more charismatic here. He waved his hands and stick in front of Brodeur in an attempt to distract him and block his view. The puck was later cleared out of the Devils' zone, but on the second Rangers offensive attack, Avery scored a power play goal. The following day, the NHL issued an interpretation of the league's unsportsmanlike conduct rule in order to cover actions such as the one employed by Avery, which would now result in a minor penalty, and this became known as the Avery Rule.